Now, you know I do pretty well with antique photographs, but if you want to know what kind of antique photograph really doesn't sell, you're looking at it.
There's an old curiosity shop. Every once in a while I go by there for the fond recollections that lie there in that old curiosity shop.
Well, hi everybody, it's Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop saying welcome back. And just look at all that stuff. Now the music we started out with today was called All the Quakers Are Shoulder Shakers down in Quakertown, and it's very appropriate. I am broadcasting from the Quaker City. Yes, also known as the City of Brotherly Love. That was recorded in about 1918 by the All-Star Trio on the Victor Talking Machine Company label. And today's cup of hot coffee and ginger snap is coming to you from, name that pattern. Come on now. You old diehards know immediately. No, it's not Fire King. It's McKee. And the pattern is called Laurel. And they refer to their green as Skokie green. S-K-O-K-I-E. Am I spelling that right? Anyway, McKee was, I believe, the first ones to actually produce what would be jadeite glass, green glass, so ubiquitous in the 1930s. And this is pretty early. It's the early 30s, where Fire King, Anchor Hocking, didn't get to it until a few years later. But anyway, let's see what we have here on the table for sale. Most of this is for sale. Not my cup of coffee. We'll move that over there. But a couple of the things I'm going to keep. Let's go over here first because we'll get these out of the way. Starbucks mugs. Yes, you know, I think you all know. Look out for the Starbucks mugs. These are all going to sell for, actually I had 6. There's only 4 left. 2 of them that I put online sold right away for 10 bucks each. I won't go into too much detail about that. Some bring more than others, but people love their Starbucks mugs, and when I can get them for $1 each or $1.50 each, I do. Because I've already made 20 bucks off of the 2 mugs that I purchased, and there's 4 left. So, excuse me. Keep your eyes out for the Starbucks mugs if you are so inclined. This is a beautiful hand-painted New England scene. This plate might sell for $10. I'll let you read the back. And you're going, oh, look at that crack. It's a surface glaze crack. We don't see it on the front. No, it's not a big deal. And these plates weren't meant to be eaten off of anyway. I'm not a big designer plate person, but I do like New England scenes. And this is pretty well documented on the back, as you can see. And there is a presence of these online. So this one might sell for, as I said, between $10 to $15. and it was like about $1. That cow I didn't even bother to list, because that cow is not going to sell. I'm not really sure what's going on with this Hallo Cow, but I guess 49 cents was the original price, and it is Japan. I guess this is what happened to Elsie. Maybe this is Elsie's grandmother who has died and gone to heaven. Elsie the cow. No, I know it's not Elsie. I don't know who it is, but it doesn't sell, so I'm not even going to bother. Hear no, see no, speak no, little monkeys. Japan. They were cheap, and they will probably sell for cheap. Little cheapy ceramic thing. A toothpick holder made in Japan. Is it Enesco? Who is it? Yes. She's in really good shape. This doesn't sell for a whole lot either. I've seen other examples of it, but I haven't seen this little girl with the cute little puppy and her basket. See that? Put your toothpicks right in there, or a lipstick, or some Tic Tacs, and you're good to go. She's got one little chip on her skirt on the back. Anyway, sometimes I just can't pass up these little 25-cent doodads. Here is a made in Japan 1920s luster dish. Luster, listen, don't knock luster, because some of it really sells and some of it doesn't sell at all. I got this because it was unusual with the butterflies. This color is typical. And I'll let you see the mark on the back. And it doesn't want to focus, of course. All right, let's try it. Well, hand painted. I didn't research TT, but it's made in Japan, and typical of that sort of 20s into 30s pre-war Art Deco, pre-war lusterware from Japan. This is another little Japan piece. He is a bell, or he was, and he's lost his ding-dong. I know it's called a clapper. Before you jump on the comments, that little ding 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 ding. I suppose you could put one on if you wanted. Hold on for a second. Something is okay. So, and he probably is also the 1930s. I think he was a souvenir bell. A lot of times you see them with a souvenir decal across the front, like I visited Niagara Falls, or Poughkeepsie. Where's Poughkeepsie? Is that New York State? So he's cute. Probably won't sell for much. I don't even think I listed him. Well, actually I did. This is beautiful, and I sell these. These religious art, planters and rosary bead holders and things. This one is just really beautifully done, I think. Excuse me. Probably Japan, but nothing on the bottom. And it's a planter of Mary. But there's no, well, there's very fine crazing on her face, but she's just really nicely painted and very nicely done. This actually will sell, and I'm hoping, it was only a couple of dollars, but I couldn't pass it by. Here are some Dennison die cuts for either a funeral or Easter. We'll say Easter lilies, but they, I think they're Dennison. Right there. Sometimes it's hard to tell the age of these. They can have a 1940s, 50s look, but they could have easily been made in the 1960s or early 70s. Let's go for the 50s. They just, I don't know, it might even be the 40s. But I didn't even look to see if Dennison Company was in business in the 40s, so forget that. I was so excited when I found my first authentic Fuller brush. Now you're saying, oh, man, this guy needs to get out a little more often. But no, I mean, you know, we've all heard of the Fuller brush. I know some of you old timers remember when the man would come around to your house, the Fuller brush man. But this one is in excellent condition. New, unused, old stock. And I'll let you see right here. Fuller. Okay, sanitized. Made in USA. So these are not synthetic. This is off of some poor creature. And I'd have to do my research. I don't know if it's beaver or horse or cat. Oh, I better not say cat. Where's the cat? But anyway. And this was probably a clothing brush. But now look, I did a lot of research on these. Some of the brushes that they made, that the Fuller company made like this, were actually for cleaning furniture as well. You got to remember, in the 1920s and 30s, people cleaned house. People don't clean their houses anymore. Their houses are nasty. Believe me, I go to enough estate sales. There's some nasty houses out there. But I shouldn't say that. But we had brushes, and we did a lot of cleaning years and years and years ago for various reasons. We all know why. And so this is either for clothing, or it could have been for house cleaning. And I know that because I have looked up, I found some old advertisements from the 20s and 30s. It's a wooden handle. They became plastic in the 1940s. And this one appears to have been hung on the wall somewhere and never used. So I'm keeping my first authentic Fuller brush. There's a couple of, yeah. We're not even going to mess with those. Get away. All right, Pyrex, we all know the dot pattern, the black gooseberry, and back there the snowflake. I'm getting picky with my Pyrex because prices are coming down. I hate to say it. I think the market is going to be saturated, and so these things don't even bring what they used to. I might get $15 per bowl, and I'll be lucky if I can get 30 bucks for the pair of those back there. Now, some of you are going, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, I'm telling you, go check your online auctions. Go look not at what people are asking, but at what things are actually selling for. And Pyrex is coming down. I hate to say it, but anyway. I mean, you know, so much of it was made, and it's been popular for several years now, that I think everybody is going to eventually get all the pieces of Pyrex that they want. So if you're buying it as an investment, be careful, because we all see what happened to the jadeite stuff. And speaking of investments, green depression glass. Yes, I'm still buying it, and yes, there are some pieces that still have value, but you've got to do your research and you've got to know. I mean, you know, if your sole interest is just making money. These pieces back here are nice. Let's see, there's one piece right here that is not uranium glass, or not green glass, but it's a pink piece of elegant depression. The elegant depression is usually etched, which means it was handled and not just spit off of an assembly line by machine. So it was a little more expensive, it's a little more delicate. I don't remember who made this particular tumbler, but it's a replacement tumbler for someone who needs one, and it'll probably sell for between $5 to $8. There are 4 of these. I don't know if you can see all 4 of them. Etched little cordials. And there are 4 of those. Again, this would be elegant depression, and I didn't bother to take the time to look up to see who made it. But there were dozens of companies, Cambridge, Fostoria, Heisey, on and on and on, Duncan Miller, that made that kind of stuff. There's a center bowl, console bowl, very elegant the way it comes down and almost touches the table. These are very out of style. I don't think anybody buys them, but I couldn't pass it by. And then back there are 2 anchor hocking pitchers. The one on the left is colonial knife and fork from the 30s. That should sell for about 40 bucks. That still has a good following. Colonial knife and fork does. And that has the ice lip on it. The one on the right is also anchor hocking, and I can't remember. It's paneled something. Vertical, paneled, optic rib. I don't know. I used to know, and I don't feel like looking it up right now. But it's That's an anchor hocking handle. It's an applied handle to this piece of glass. This one is really heavy. That weighs 5 pounds. Thick glass with an iced lip. That's the more valuable one of the two. I'll let you see all that glass. And let's see, keep going. Back here is some of this stuff is you've seen before. This is, I always pick these up. Is it Napco? It is, yeah, and it's one of those 1950s, 60s, 70s chickens. Not, Oh my goodness. Roost turkey. Okay. This is a, I'll let you see the tag on that. Oh, sorry, it's upside down. Made in Japan, really gaudy. The paint is just slopped on there. I don't like the colors, but I never see this. So I picked up the pipe organ. It is supposed to have a little person sitting in front of it that is separate. And the little person sits right here and their hands are out. It's like a little monk or a little nun or something like that. So, yeah. Who's got the player? It's Capodimonte style. It's not Capodimonte. It's Capita Japan. But it's in that soft paste, not pastel, but just soft colors with all those flowers that you see on Capodimonte. And this stuff is always chipped. This really is not chipped, but it does have a tiny, it might look huge right there, but that's more of like a pinhead. I'll talk someday about what's a chip, what's a flea bite. I have my own opinions on that. Come on, stand up. And this can hang on the wall or it can stand up. This I picked up because owls are hot. That's just like screaming 1972, made in somebody's basement hobby ceramic shop. So I had to get it. It's unsigned on the bottom by the person who made it. But it's in good shape, and I think some owl collector or somebody who's trying to recreate the 70s, oops, would love that. This one back here is an actual made in Japan piece, and it is a stunning 12 inches tall. Woo, woo. You. Ain't he purty? Now the Japan sticker is gone, but we see those numbers on the bottom of Japan pieces quite often. And I did research this owl. I found another one that was online, and it did have its Japan sticker, and it was identical to this. Doesn't make a difference. We know it's Japan, but this is nice. It doesn't have any cracks in it. In the glaze, there's no chips or any damage to this either. So I think again, owls are a decorator item. You see owl type things being sold in like Target and places like that. This is I think this already has a bid of $10 online, and I don't expect it to sell for much more than that. Because this is not that popular right now. It's a piece of Victoria Carlsbad Austrian porcelain. How do you know that? Well, because it says it right there. I know it's upside down, but isn't it nice when things are marked? Probably dates to about 1915 or so. I saw the little A in the square in the triangle, which is the Ansonia Clock Company. I do like old clocks. So this was made in Austria, the porcelain, and then it was an export to the United States. The Ansonia Clock Company of, they used to be in They were originally in Connecticut, and then I think they moved to Brooklyn. So this would have come to the United States, and then the importer would have gotten the clocks from the Ansonia Clock Company, and that it's inserted. There's a crack there, which is not a huge issue. You don't see it from the front. The clock is non-working. It could be fixed. You can also find replacement Ansonia clocks for porcelain like this. But again, not a real popular style right now. Nicely made, but I don't expect it to sell for much more than the opening bid, which is 10 bucks. And then finally over here, a real charming, I wish I could pull it out of there. Oh no, not finally. A luster lamp in a sort of ginger jar form, which I have not rewired yet. I'm going to get that hideous cord off there. But it is on a nice wooden base. Do something with that. And then finally a homemade, handmade model train depot, which is really cute. Now the figurines are not handmade. These are lead, and these would have been store-bought. These folks right here. But they all date, you can see they date to about 1930 based on their clothing. And the train depot is made of tin, and it is all handmade. Probably a father made this for his sons in the late 20s to early 30s. So it's kind of almost folk arty. I will show you, I think. Come here to me. Don't knock the Capodimonte over. Oops, wait a minute. Hold on, folks. I almost did it. Okay, sorry about that. My camera skills are horrible today. We see that someone painted on here, "The Boys." Don't know the significance of that, but again, this could have been a gift from someone to The Boys. Just real charming, the way it's all handmade. And this is going to sell, we hope, to a train collector. Okay, I know you're all holding your breath as I place this back, and I did it. Okay, so there's everything back up again. Now that my coffee has gotten cold, I will say thanks for watching, and before I say so long for now, I don't have anything else to say. Okay, so long for now.